My name's Tyler, and we are all siblings, my two sisters.
Yes, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Kristen.
And today we're not really going to focus on, one specific thing, but we'll kind of just talk about where we're at in life and why we wanted to start this podcast.
Yeah, and I think I'll go ahead and jump in with that. You know, it's so weird that we're all kind of in the same phase of life right now, even though our ages are a little bit different. We're all single. We're all dating, I should say, not necessarily single. But a few months ago, we were talking about all this crazy stuff that was happening in our personal lives. And we're like, oh my gosh, I mean, nobody would believe anything that I'm saying right now, right? Like some of this stuff seems so stupid and so crazy that we got to the point where like, we have got to tell other people about this because it's so funny. Plus, others can relate, we feel, possibly, right?
Yeah, the dating
Hopefully.
world is definitely hard when you reach past your 30s. And we got some funny stories to tell and a
Yes.
little bit of knowledge, a little bit of, what are red flags, what are green flags,
And hopefully someone can relate to us, because if we're the only ones experiencing shit like this, that means we're doing something wrong. So,
Well, that means we're the red flag.
Yeah,
That
then
means
we're the red
crazy
flag,
now.
right?
but we're not. There's
Yeah.
nothing but green flags. Yeah. Dating pool is trash.
Yes.
Can be trash. We don't want to say it's all trash, but it is very hard. And
I think the biggest thing is just like the people that use, and I'm being 100% transparent. Like I was on apps, I was using different apps to kind of meet new people because I work from home. I don't go out very often unless it's with my girlfriends, so it's not like I'm going anywhere to try to meet anyone new, right? Like, so, of course I'm going to use an app, but like everything in the app is so messed up.
Yeah. And I feel like just about everyone uses or has used an app.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
they
for
always
sure.
say they don't.
I know.
Oh my God. I don't
it's
use dating
still-
apps.
this
That's
is
such a waste of time.
2025. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
the most social media time in our whole lives. Like we're
I think
all
people,
using
yeah.
the apps.
And I think people
Let's be
judge
real.
others for like,
Right.
like how
Oh,
could
that's
you
how you met?
How did you
Plus, confrontation and denial is so much easier over a text or an app than it is in person.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true. But then you also, it takes forever to get to know somebody. And I don't know, Kristen, I mean, you're beautiful too. You know what I mean? So sitting there, like being on an app, like, I mean, I would get bombarded with messages constantly. And it got to the point, like you just feel like, okay, I'm never going to get to know anyone.
Same.
It's just, it feels very superficial, high level. You're just grazing the surface. And then if you do get to know someone, then 10 minutes later, you feel like, oh God, that didn't work out. Now I have to do this again. And then I have to do this again. And
Repetition.
The repetition's hard. Yeah.
And me and Kelly here, we actually were married. So we actually
Yes.
went through divorces together.
Yes, we did.
And so after being in a marriage and, doing that day to day, you have to tell your favorites again. What's your favorite color? Like,
Right.
I'm sorry. I was just like in a long-term marriage and now I'm talking about what is my favorite color.
Welcome back
again.
to all of the ground level conversations that mean
Yeah.
almost nothing.
I love when men would ask me, and I know like Kristen and Tyler, you probably dealt with this too.
Some
How did-
guys ask me too.
The question is, how did you sleep? I'm like, how in the fuck am I supposed to say this?
that.
Do not ask that. That is
asked
the
that.
most ridiculous.
But I get asked that
Did
as
you
well.
sleep well? Did you
I
sleep well?
get asked that too.
I know. And I've asked the question too.
Yeah.
But why do we ask that question? And what are we actually going to come?
What are we getting from?
I have no idea.
Have we slept well?
You know what?
I ask many questions where I'm like,
Is,
why did I ask that?
but
Why?
is it a gauge of like how their day is going to go? If I didn't sleep well, right? Like, does that
think
mean
so.
that their day is going to go bad? Like, are they going to like kind
Right.
of like
Or they give you a very bad story, like I didn't sleep at all, and then they're like, "What about you?" And you're like, "I slept like a baby."
Well, I
Like,
never
should I?
sleep. I never sleep. Like at least a full night. I shouldn't say never. I wake up, and it's like, why do I do this? So like if anybody asks me that, I'm like, I don't want to give them some big long drawn out story how I got up 3 times the night before to sleep.
Right.
Had to go pee. What else did I do?
Yeah.
I turned on TikTok. I turned on some crime video. You know,
It's almost like asking somebody with a chronic illness, how are you today? You know? Like, how the fuck do you think I am? I'm dying.
so good. I slept
Yeah.
so good last night.
You know what a really good green flag is when a man asks personal, deep questions. Like
Yes.
they actually want to get to know you.
Yes. Yeah.
That surface level is just
Yeah, surface level is
overrated.
but it's almost the easiest ones to ask. I feel like it's just a habit.
I
though.
think in the beginning that you can't start out with like these deep emotional conversations that aren't, you know what I mean? But like once you kind of get past that and you're not having those kind of conversations, then I think,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like, oh, well,
Right.
how are we ever going to really
Right.
do this together if we can't talk about those kinds of things?
Yeah, yeah, and let me focus on that for a second, because a lot of people, they want the dating, and yes, it should be fun, but a lot of people focus so much on that they forget that dating is leading to where they want it to go, essentially.
Right.
And you should be asking questions like finances. At some point you should be asking about where you want to be, where do you see yourself living, do you want to be here, where do you see yourself
What
in
do you
5 years?
expect from your partner?
What do you want from your
Like,
partner? Exactly.
And just your
good-
relationship,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people overlook all of that. And when they finally come to a hard situation in the relationship, even if it's not far down the road, I feel like it's almost their scapegoat. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, you can't pay a bill. Okay, now my boyfriend, girlfriend's broke.
Yeah.
Is this how he's going to be the rest of their lives? Like, am I going to be with somebody broke, or is this just people don't think about that stuff? So then they instantly run and look for something better, or someone that has a lot of money, or someone that has a nicer car.
Right.
Yeah, I think dating leads to marriage.
It can.
And it should.
We
like
hope.
that's the goal.
That's the
obviously.
goal, yeah.
And a lot of people, I think, dating is more along the lines of just hanging out, essentially.
Yeah. Really not like building into each other in the relationship
Correct.
to make it something
Correct.
that's unbreakable.
Because I tell you what, down the road, when you are married, you're going to deal with a lot of shit.
And Tyler knows all about marriage.
Yeah.
But
well,
yes.
I know a lot about marriage. I've never been married, but it's
From
it's,
our experiences, he sees.
but it's common sense too. You know what I mean?
No, it is.
It is.
It's a lot different. As soon as you sign those papers, something just happens.
I know.
I don't necessarily believe that, but I also think like, oh God, it can be the best thing and it can be the absolute worst thing that could ever happen to you. So it's like making sure that you are with the right partner from the get-go is really important, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. Yeah. And ignoring
Don't ignore red flags.
people. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't say it'll get better. Don't say he won't do that towards me.
Right.
Watch how he's treating, and she is treating the waitress. Watch how they treat their mom. Like, if they're treating other people in bad ways, they're going to end up treating you in those same
Yeah. Because
ways.
that is their character. they're
But
showing.
yeah, I do know some men that treat others better than they treat their spouse. And that's something that's real. That's something that,
Yeah.
I mean, I dealt with. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like,
Yeah. You went through a pretty hard time.
yeah. But, you know, some people, though, view certain individuals as being like great individuals because that's all they see, but they don't know like kind of the depth of everything. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll try. And Kristen and Tyler, we've all talked about this. We're not going to mention names. We're not going to talk about personal, you know, super personal things as it relates to our ex-spouses. But there are going to be some things that might come up that could be
Yes, we're not here to bash.
right. There's definitely not.
Not here to bash. But I feel like everybody should definitely laugh about things that have happened. Even if it did suck, I feel like stories are good to tell. They can
Yeah,
be
they're
fun. They
fun.
can be funny.
And you might learn something.
Yeah, you just got to be a little careful, or not careful at all. You know what I mean? You could have fun with it. Yeah, dating, it's great. I don't know. Do you guys have a dating story that's
You wanna
good?
tell one?
Maybe a funny one.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a funny person, so I might not tell a funny story. But a date that I went on, I will say this was just awkward and weird, and it put me in a very uncomfortable situation. Which, first of all, it was a movie theater date, and those are the worst first dates you could possibly go on
never
because
go
you
to a
can't
movie.
even. This guy was begging me, and I don't know why. I was naive, and I just was just like, whatever, I'll just give him a chance. Maybe he's beyond the surface level.
Begging you
Crap
for what?
that you've been used to.
Begging you to go to the movie or
Begging me to go on a date, period.
Oh, on a date. Okay.
He would not let up. So I finally go, and we go to the movie theater, and
Real quick though, you went, and a lot of people don't go because they may think that that person isn't for them. You know what I mean?
no, you can definitely
So,
fall for somebody.
I feel like you should always at least give something a chance.
For sure.
So kudos to you for
Well, thank you.
going,
Thank you. So we're like at the concession stand, and he's paying for everything. You know, he's paying for my popcorn and everything. Very
Your
sweet.
popcorn.
Not a lot of men want to pay. You know, right off the bat.
That is not 100% true.
I'm just kidding. So we're just standing at the concession, and he's already trying to hand me $100 bill. He's like, "Here, do you want this?" No.
Just trying to give you $100?
Yes.
For what?
Yeah,
Was this
just
for
to
payment?
give it to me.
Was
and
this
I
for
was
payment?
like, "Am I like a prostitute right now?
This
like,
is your
he
tip
thinking
tonight.
is he
your
thinking
payment?
I'm
Been great.
yeah, tip. Like, I didn't know what was going on, but I did not. I was like, no, I'm good.
So
I don't
weird.
know. Thank you.
That is so weird.
What were you wearing?
Does it matter?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't think it matters.
We were at the
Slide a
movies. I
$100
doubt
bill.
I was not wearing anything that looked provocative in that type of way. But then we sit down, you know, we get in the theater, we sit down, and he is still trying to hand me this $100 bill. Are you sure you don't want this? You can have it. Just take it. I'm like, I'm not going to take your money.
That makes you feel so weird.
I was I felt
weird.
so awkward. So, you know, the whole rest of the date, I was just like, I was just waiting for it to be over. I was like, really? Like, why is this guy trying to hand me his money?
That's him trying to show you that he's got money.
Yeah.
And even if he
It's
doesn't,
weird.
like that's what he wants you to think.
Oh, it was the most.
I would have taken it. 100%. You want to give me $100? I'll put that right in my pocket.
Well.
I'll enjoy the movie.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, no, I'm not taking your money. Because I think, especially for men, I think they get the wrong idea about certain types of women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some women can just come after them for money and some
Right.
aren't. And I'm not like that, right? Like, not that I don't need money. Everybody needs money, but I'm not there for that. You know what I
All
mean?
criminals say they're not criminals.
I'm totally understand. I get it. But no, I don't. I don't know. Strange.
Yeah.
That's very strange.
Very, very odd.
So did you go on a second date?
No, I didn't.
Dang.
And how did it end? I want to know
Yes.
how it ended.
Yes.
Did he do the whole arm around you with the yawn
he didn't.
or
No,
anything
he
like
didn't.
that?
He didn't try any of that. Literally, the only thing he tried was trying
Just
to
to hand you
hand me
money.
money. He just wanted to give his money away. I should have taken it. No, I'm kidding.
So what happened when you left? What happened when you were leaving?
He tried to kiss me, but I was like, no.
Did he? Oh, that's
yeah.
an awkward. Not the,
Yeah.
never.
Plus, I don't kiss on the first date. I really,
yeah, I typically will never try to do that.
I maybe kissed on a first date one time, and then I never saw him again.
And that's why
That
we don't
didn't
kiss
go
on the
well.
first date.
Clearly, that wasn't a good choice there, Kristen. I mean, I have a funny story, and I'll tell it. And again, I feel bad even telling the story because if this person watches it, they're going to totally know it's about them. But I just can't help it. It's just this crazy thing to me. So, I matched with somebody. I think it was on Facebook dating. I think it was over the summer. I want to say it was July, possibly, maybe July. I know we were still mowing grass and it was still really hot outside. So, and I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, we matched in the morning. It was a Saturday and he was great. Like he was just talking my ear off, whatever, thought it was going well, telling me about himself. I'm telling him about myself. It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. He says, hey, do you want to go grab some coffee? well, there's a Starbucks right up the street. I'm like, yeah. And he's local. This guy's local. He lived right down the street. I'm like, yeah, perfect. I thought that was kind of non-threatening, right? We're going to go grab coffee and hopefully just chat.
Was coffee your idea or his?
His.
Okay.
Which I would have been fine with anything, really.
Yeah.
But I didn't want it to be dinner because, I mean, I just...
No, I think coffee dates are the move.
Yeah,
Definitely.
coffee's
Dinners
a good.
are awkward.
And I thought coffee was a good. I mean,
For sure.
For we
Get to know
just
each other.
yeah
It's
we
not
just
inexpensive. Yeah.
right we just started talking that particular day. So anyway, I roll up. He rolls up. He's in a great car. I think he was in a Tahoe or something, some beautiful SUV. Right. He gets out though. He doesn't look anything like his picture. Okay, so that's like first red flag. He's not looking like himself. Right. He's looking like somebody else. And okay, fine. I wasn't necessarily non-attractive, but it wasn't what I signed up for, right? So anyway, he's like, come over to my side of the car. I've got some stuff in here for you. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Like, what could you possibly have for me? I just started talking to you today, right? He gives me 24 red roses right out of the car. And again, it was hot. It was like July, right? So we had a really hot summer here. It was really, really hot. So I'm like, oh, that's really weird, first off, but thank you.
What's your take on roses, by the way? Like when a guy gives you a rose, what's your initial thought?
It depends, like if this is a serious relationship or somebody I just met the same day.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like a rose to me is like, that's real sentimental. You know what I mean? Like that's a action of love. A rose.
Yeah.
Like he probably could have got like sunflowers or something.
Yeah, like as a friend, like a friendly
more,
gesture. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, I like flowers, but I'm not somebody who's going to be like, oh, I have to have flowers because they just die, you know? I mean, they are beautiful though. But I was like, oh, well, I appreciate this, whatever. But I didn't want to carry them into Starbucks with me, okay? Because it was 24 red roses.
Where are you going to put them?
I know. And I was kind of like,
Smack dab in the table, just right in the middle.
yeah. And so I tell his name. Well, I can't say his name. Let's just say his name started with a C. And I said to C, I said,
Chevy. We'll call him Chevy.
I said, do you mind if I go put these roses in my car? And he got very upset. He said that they will die. I said, okay, well, I will carry them in. It's great. Okay.
They'll die within the hour.
When you're hot, they're going to wilt in your car.
But it was really hot. And I'm sure it was 24 roses, right? Like, I mean, whatever. So
Reduced price at Kroger.
oh, sure. Whatever it was. Anyway, he gives me the roses, but on the way in, he hands me an envelope. And I felt it, and it didn't feel like paper was in the envelope. It felt hard, like, and lumpy. Like, what the hell? What is going on right now? So I take the envelope, we go in, and we order, and C says to the barista, or whatever you call the Starbucks folks, aren't her flowers beautiful? Aren't they beautiful? And this guy could give two shits about my flowers. I mean, I could just tell, and I'm sitting there like, I give two shits about these flowers too. You know what I mean? And
He needed confirmation because you didn't give him any.
I know, but I said thank you. I said thank you, right? So we order our drink, and then we go sit down. And he was ex-military, so and again, vets are vets. I mean, military is super important. I have mad respect and support for all these folks, but this gentleman particularly had, I think, an issue that resulted maybe from his time in service. And anyway, he just wasn't connecting well. There was something there that was off. I couldn't put a finger on it, right? Anyway, we're sitting there having conversation, and he gets up. He's like, hey, I'm going to go throw my drink away. I'm going to use the bathroom, whatever. And I open. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, he's gone. Because I didn't want to open it in front of him. I felt awkward enough as it was, you know. So I open it, and first off, it was origami folded paper. So like things that maybe when we were in 4th or 5th grade, like we were folding, you know, hearts and moons and cows and whatever hell. Yes. Or like just like folded into stuff. And this was a heart-shaped origami. So this gentleman had folded this paper into a heart. Wow. I open it. I get it all open. It's 2 pages, by the way. This was
2 pages.
It was 2 pages.
Was it red? Did he
No,
use red paper?
it was white.
Red paper for the heart.
I can't believe that. I mean, I was so disappointed in the color of the paper. So I open it, I start reading it. I'm like, what in the hell can this guy have 2 pages worth of things to say to me? I just started talking to this guy today, right?
A couple hours ago.
I mean, literally, like, I couldn't have even, I mean, maybe I could have worked a full shift. I don't know. So anyway, he's basically just recapping everything that we talked about and what he's looking for in his partner and what his future goals are and blah, 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 blah. So I'm reading. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so ready to go. I'm so freaked out. I get to the back page and all I could see, I can't even tell the story.
Oh my gosh, what is it?
Oh my gosh. So on the very bottom of the page, this guy had a perforator. Okay.
Yeah.
So like he had some machine that was like dotting paper so you could rip it easier, you know?
Oh my God.
So at the very bottom,
Like a ticket?
yeah, or like if you like rip a coupon out of a newspaper, it's like it's just easier to rip out without tearing. So anyway, I get to the back and I'm like, what the hell? And I started reading it. And it was 3 coupons from C, and they were all different. One was for a shirtless mowing of my yard.
Oh no.
One was for a wedding date, I think is what it was. And then the other one was for a 1-hour free massage.
He was
lucky
committed.
you.
He was committed
It was
before he even
so-
met you. How does that make you feel?
Freaked out. So anyway, we get up and I leave. I'm like, man, because thank God we went to the coffee place because they closed relatively early, right? And I was like, oh, I gotta go. It's great meeting you, whatever. He's like, can I have your number? Because at this point, like we weren't talking via
Right.
text. We were just talking via
Oh, so this was all on Facebook.
Right.
So.
yes, whatever. And I said, actually, I said, no. I said, I'm sorry. I said, I just don't know that I'm sure that I want to connect, So we ended up leaving. He messages me the next morning and says, hey, I don't think you're interested. And I said, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It was like, I felt bad, but then he says, do you have any single friends?
No.
And I was like, first off, I would not do that to my friend. Yeah. Yeah. So that one was fun. I have so many other stories that I'm not
Wait,
gonna
Hey, you miss every shot you don't take. So
Yeah. Gotta
he,
shoot your shot.
He
Is that
definitely
right?
shot his shot.
He definitely overthrew it, right? Like there was the target was here and he just,
Wow.
Well, what about your friends?
what single friend?
He obviously is. He obviously don't know the rules.
He does not have commitment issues, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He was ready to already go on a wedding date with you. Like,
Oh yeah.
before
He wanted to
even
give
meeting
me,
you. Like,
yeah. I mean,
Wait,
I
how
these
did you know he
coupons-
would want to go on a wedding to a wedding with you? How?
I have pictures of them. I'll have
Were
to find.
so he made the coupons.
Yes.
Okay.
It was on plain paper, but he perforated the page.
Gotcha.
So he
wrote these out.
yes, he was handwritten.
Handwritten.
Okay.
So he went above and beyond on the perforations,
And the
but not
2
on the
dozen
writing.
roses,
Okay.
possibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy, Kelly.
Probably
I
would have been a
know.
little better if he bought a pre-made coupon book. Like, use this when you're, something. But handwritten
Yeah.
coupons, it's almost like he was just writing down the stuff he wanted to do to you.
I know.
So I joke though, because I have some friends that are single and I say, hey, did you mow your grass? And they'll say, no, why? And I'm like, well, because I have a free coupon for you. C will come over and he'll mow your grass shirtless for you. Okay. So why don't you take him up on that offer?
You should have gave it to me.
Oh my god.
I should have told him. I should have asked him if I could give the coupons
Like,
to
yeah, I
another
got
lady.
this coupon in the mail and it said to call you. That'd be great.
I bet he
know.
would still come. I bet that's how committed he was
Probably
to
would.
those coupons.
He probably would. Shows up with a dozen roses for me.
How do you feel about receiving flowers, just in general?
I mean, I I like receiving
Oh,
them.
okay.
Actually, Tyler, our brother,
I
just
know.
gave me
I saw pictures. I
flowers.
didn't get
It
no
was-
flowers, Tyler. I just want to be.
It was
I just want to be. I
Yours are coming. Yours are coming.
just want to say, Tyler, it's not very nice. I'm your sister too.
Yeah.
They're always a nice
Yours are
surprise.
coming.
It's not something that I want my significant other to do. It's not something that I would ever ask for
Yeah.
them to do. I'm really not that into them, but when I
Right.
receive them and it's a surprise,
Yeah.
it's nice. I
See-
think every girl could say that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I feel like a lot of women, maybe most, once you set that standard of bringing flowers home, it's almost like
They
it's
expect
expected
it.
all the time.
Oh.
And I've had that. I've definitely had that. Why don't you get me flowers anymore? Like, I've got you flowers a bunch of times, and a
Tyler,
lot
why
of
did you
them-
give up on giving the girl
I know
flowers? Hey, you can't just woo them.
Shame on
and then-
me. I know.
You do
I know.
have to keep up what you,
You do.
start.
You
do. Yeah.
That's true, but
But a lot of times, I mean, if like, yes, it's a token of appreciation, I would say. But a lot of the times when I get flowers, it's you've had a shitty day.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to bring you home flowers, and
Yeah.
hopefully it makes it better.
Yeah.
So if I bring home flowers every single day, I mean, to me, that
Right.
would get almost
right,
like,
it would get old. It wouldn't
old.
be.
It would get
they wouldn't
boring.
appreciate it as much.
yeah. And
I get that.
to me, now take notes, guys, because I can almost guarantee you 99% of you don't do this. The way to do it, if you're getting flowers,
Yeah.
you need to keep one rose out of that bouquet. So when that rose dies, you know when to get them more flowers. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not living together. So if I get you a rose or a bouquet of roses, I keep one. And when it's dead, hopefully...
Hopefully put it in water,
Oh,
right?
wow,
You put it in
that's-
water, right?
You're right.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not just because I didn't take care of it.
That's sweet. That's sweet to think about.
Yeah, if my rose dies, that means your bouquet or your flowers should be dead.
Yeah.
And then that's when you know to go get more.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's still a pretty frequent
That's
thing.
It
yeah,
is, yeah.
because flowers die very.
I
They
mean,
do.
a couple weeks,
Especially
if you're
nowadays.
lucky, right?
if
Yeah.
you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a good what's the word?
Precedent, like it's a good.
Like
Gesture?
it's a good gesture, yeah.
Gesture.
I just feel like
That's the word.
I just feel like the more you do stuff, the less meaning it has, in a sense. You know what I mean? Because surprises, a woman likes surprises more than anything, in my mind. And if you're doing the same thing over and over again, it's almost just boring. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I take it. So I try to only get flowers on special occasions, or if she's had a shitty
Yeah.
day, or if I'm just feeling like
Well-
really good and I'm like,
Well, like I feel like, and I know this sounds stupid. Like I love flowers. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they're a waste of money sometimes.
No, for sure.
Sometimes, and I'm really picky. Like if somebody's going to get me flowers, they better be good flowers. Like they better not be from Kroger. They better be from like the back of a fresh cut flower truck. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
know what?
Yeah.
Trader Joe's has some amazing.
yes, they have good flowers. There's a place in Covington too. They have like this real, like this truck where they do fresh cut flowers. I mean, beautiful,
they're
like,
definitely
but
going to be a lot more pricey.
yeah, but if you're only getting them,
I don't know. I'm the guy that hand picks them.
oh, in the field.
Oh, you go to the field.
Yeah. I'll go to
I bet
Find
you
some
do.
isolated
daffodil.
field that hasn't been touched by man hands.
I bet
and
that's true.
Pick all the rarest flowers
I
you
bet.
can find.
I bet.
Nope.
Along with the dandelion and what are the things?
They all come out to be weeds. I didn't know. I
It has poison ivy in it. Why am
really,
I itchy?
I really tried for you.
Yeah. So you guys are probably wondering why we're all drinking. Really quick, 3 tall drinks. I think what we're going to do is have a different drink just about every
time.
episode. Maybe
Every
have a different
episode.
drink. So it might be a glass of wine or a local beer.
Yeah.
Or maybe a special cocktail.
Yep.
And then we'll try to put the recipe down below.
Or what
so
we
you
were
guys can
drinking.
see
Recipe
those.
link, yeah,
Yeah, we might even make
whatever.
them in the beginning so you guys can see how they're made.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we figured that'd be a pretty cool
Little add-on to our
add-on for you
podcast.
guys. Yeah.
yeah, something fun. Yeah.
Speaking of I'm out.
I'm out too. Shouldn't even be drinking it. I'm dealing with a kidney stone right now.
Girl.
Severe
Bartender's right
pain. I feel like I'm dying. I don't know if alcohol is the best job for that.
It is actually because
But
we talked to you about that.
I know. Wow. Where's my flowers?
We didn't want any more. You're sick, Tyler. I can't help you.
Yeah. So, anywho, we appreciate you guys watching, and if you guys have any topics that you'd like us to cover, or maybe focus more on. I know this is the first one, but
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of fun stuff that we're having.
Dating life, whatever. We're down to talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Yep. And we'll be including some things that's more interactive for you guys as well. And we'll have winners every week. We haven't figured it out yet, and we don't know what you'll win, but we'll think of something.
Right? Maybe a date with Tyler.
A
date with Tyler. Okay.
What about the
You don't
guys
want
that are watching?
You don't want that. A date with Tyler.
Well, I'm dating someone, so I cannot be up.
We'll think of some prizes. We'll think of some games. We'll think of something fun we can do. Some interactive stuff. But yeah, we'll probably only end up keeping them, I don't know, 30 minutes?
Yeah. I think
25,
so.
30
For now,
minutes?
yeah.
I think so. But yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for
definitely thank you.
watching. We're excited. We're excited.
Definitely excited.
For
And if
sure.
you have, like I said, if you have any suggestions,
Yes.
throw
please
them in the
tell us.
comments. Let us
It
know.
won't hurt our feelings, but don't be mean,
And-
okay? Because we don't like mean people, right?
If you're going to be mean
We
to her
may
for sure.
call you out if you be mean. If you're mean, just expect
Oh,
to
yeah,
be talked
yeah.
about.
We're gonna talk, but again, some people want to be talked about, Kristen.
Ooh,
so
maybe they
maybe that's just
You will be called out. Yeah, your name will definitely be shown on the screen. So let us have it. Yeah, cool. So anyway, y'all have a good night, and we will see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.